tip is picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5, he'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Thursday it is. It's one of my favorite days of the week because I get special service. I get special company.
You know why I stay.
Yeah, man. Look, I told a lie and said you just wanted to hang out with me, but I know it's for Kevin Meyer, but that's okay.
You took it from the block.
I didn't take anything. I took nothing. And I stick to that. It is a great day.
Yes.
There's some days that are just better than others, and there's lots going on. Yesterday, I got to shoot a commercial, a little campaign. We'll give more details about that in the near future. Today was a big day for the ticket. We'll get more news for that in the future. Went down and caught Fred Hoiberg dropping the gospel, talking about the basketball program. Get to see C.J. Wilcher. And my favorite part of what we do is watching the young people grow. When CJ first got here, extremely introverted, kind of quiet and shy, and he's a leader now, and he's changed himself, and he's grown in it. So there's always that. And then last night, I had an opportunity to sit
young
with the
men
two
become men.
To have so Sam Hoiberg did his show Tuesday, and he brought in Oleg Koyanets and Wilhelm Breidenbach. And then we got out of the way and said, all right, go ahead, Sam, do your thing. And he was running the conversation. And my favorite moment about these student athlete shows is when the student athletes take them over. Like when they take them over and they become theirs. The two young ladies from softball last night going deep. You had Courtney Wallace and Maya Felder. Two incredibly brilliant young ladies. Incredible young ladies with so much passion and so much good in them. And I hope, fan base, I hope y'all are really supporting them young ladies in full, because my goodness gracious, Nebraska athletics has some incredible athletes, some great stories. 402-464-5685. Starter Hammond text line, Honda Lincoln hotline. If you want to join the conversation, hit us with a what's up. Don't yell from the rafters. We have the conversation. This is how this works. You can follow along on the Starter Hammond video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter Live. See what's going on. I am in a mood today. So my grandson's back in D.C. And you every now and then for every granddad, you get the grandson picture. And I'm just gonna let y'all know I'm the proud grandpa. I'm always proud, but he shows up in full. And Strick, I'm gonna share with you so you can see why Grandpa D is shining, glowing a little bit today on top of all the other stuff. I'm just gonna share it with you, and then you tell me if I'm right or wrong in doing so. Is that the next president of the universe?
There's a handsome little character right there.
Nathan? See that little bad boy?
I like the glasses. Those are fresh.
Right,
comes from the DP style.
You see the smirk? Oh, yeah. That's the one where you know.
Definitely DP style.
Yeah, I'm in a good mood today. Went down and heard Fred Hoiberg talk about this team, and he announced the first five, the guys he's going to run out on the floor. And a couple of things, I'm going to read them off because I want Strick's reaction to it and see if it's the same as mine. Greasel at 1, Bandemel at 2, C.J. Wilcher at 3, Breidenbach at 4, Walker at 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I kept going. I went, okay, if it's defensive rebound first, I got it. Like I get what you're going to do with this. But my reaction to this was who was not in the starting 5.
Yeah.
Because it is a statement of depth.
Yeah. That's the way I would have viewed it.
Right? That you brought in a war horse from Alabama, and he's not going to be in the starting lineup. You have one of the best shooters in the country. He's not in the starting lineup. You have a 6'7" freshman point guard who played his games in front of massive crowds and played against the best talent in the country. He's not in the starting lineup. You've got some depth. You've got, and then the
Some
whispers,
experience, too.
right. Like this is a little different. So where do you stand on this roster?
Again, I viewed it from the same standpoint. I like the fact that you have great experience coming back who has been through the heartache, the heartbreak, the meat of a Big Ten conference, and has played against some great teams. He's faced Creighton and knows what that's like. I think to start that off, to get that stability when you're looking at Walker, I think Wilhelm in his injury recovery has asserted himself as a man, as a beast, as someone who has the want to and the go to. You have Wilcher with experience coming back, being a 6-man leader, the types that he has. Griesel, who is one of those guys, as I talked to Fred, he's not a guy that has shown you can speed him up. He's not a guy that's shown that he is overwhelmed with pressure or the situation. So you have that, but you have the size in that too. Then you have Bandemil, who is extremely good on the defensive side of things, the rebound side of things. He's very versatile in his in where he can play, what he can do, slashing, cutting, getting in passing lanes, open court, on the break, making the right plays and decisions. He's shown that he's going to be able to do that. So that's why I can understand why they started with that. There should be no pressure from anybody else. There should be no concerns about what I have to do if I come into this game or I start this game. I can just come off, play with extreme passion and desire, heart, and make an impact with what I do well. And that's why you can see the depth and the next level of those guys. Hopefully we'll be able to assert that.
Do you we always end up in the same space when it comes to Husker basketball, especially in recent years. Can they rebound? Can they hit open looks? Like they're going to get open looks. Can they knock them down?
Mm-hmm.
Will they make free throws down the stretch? And then can they hold up on the physical wear and tear of the Big Ten Conference? Your thoughts?
I would say I have probably greater confidence in this team because of what they've been able to do. If I continue to see what I witnessed in the open scrimmages that they've had, and that's ball movement. Mm-hmm. If I continue to see that, I can see those things happening. If I continue to see them willing to not only do that secondary effort, that secondary leap for a touch on a ball, that searching and hunting for a body, which I was seeing. I mean, I've been to the practices. I'm seeing guys do that. So if I continue to see that, I can see that they can have great success.
I keep looking at the roster and going, wow. We saw young Mr. Jacobson last year at the state tournament. I saw him on a night where he had it going. Big body.
Yeah. Very similar to Griesel.
Yeah. Put up 42 in the championship game. And I just kind of looked over and went, all right. And then to hear every player on the roster say, no, he's legit. Like he's going to get time now because he's going to take it. Mm-hmm. Your thoughts on a freshman walking in the door and putting his foot down?
Like it. I absolutely love it. I mean, that's you know, I would say that's kind of the mentality I came in with. I mean, I came in as freshman of the year in the Big 8. I came in and, you know, shoot, at that time, I think the record may be broken now. I think last year Bryce broke it, but 28 against a top 5 team in Missouri. Look, I'm going to get at you. I'm going to defend you. I'm going to come at you. I'm going to, whatever way I'm going to be able to support the team and hope them get wins. I love that mentality. So I love anybody that's willing to come in, assert themselves, make themselves fit within the scheme, scope, and what the team is trying to accomplish and get done. And I loved it that he's a homegrown kid.
Through all of that, and they've got a couple. I believe Harry Bruce is also local, but to me, the question mark that answers a lot of question is K-Shay.
Mm-hmm.
And the word is he's better.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody, I'm like, okay, give me details. They said, nope, he's just better. He's better at everything. And then I saw him walk down the hall, and I went, oh, he's got his grown man face.
You can see it.
He got his grown man face.
Mm-hmm.
And I went, oh, okay. Here's a guy that put up 30 plus against the number 5 team in the world. That should be able to translate to Nebraska basketball, right?
Well, you can look at one of the greatest translations of those types of things in Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
You can look at it in. Listen, I'm not saying don't get on the
you know the fingers
Do
start
not
to tighten
get on the
even
text
more.
line talking about Strick is losing his mind. He talking about K-Say's like Giannis. No, I'm talking about when Giannis first came into the league, there was a look about him. There were some things, intangibles, and aspects to him that you can see that's grown man.
Mm-hmm.
But he's got to figure out some things. The same thing with Luka. Luka's different, though. Luka came in and is like, I don't care who you are. I don't care what you are. I'm giving you this work. That's just the way I'm going to do you. And there's nothing you can do about it but Puff Daddy, take that.
Mm-hmm.
Take that. That's all you can do, right? So what you're saying is there's a look, a feel. Translation of, you can see it in Patty Mills. You can see it in a lot of these guys that play overseas basketball because it is grown man physicality, and it's the way that the NBA actually doesn't play on a normality. The NBA doesn't play the same style that European. I think that European players have, in a lot of ways, you see it in Jokic, you see it in a lot of these guys, the way that they play the game, the physicality of the game doesn't hurt them anymore. I saw it with Dirk when he first came. I saw he is going to be an elite player in this game. You saw it just from him and his skill set. But I said, as soon, like Dirk would used to try to post me up DP in practice, and I'd have him at the 3-point line because you could do that physically.
I want to ask you about a thing. I went down a rabbit hole last night. Iverson and Mark Jackson and who else was it? But they were talking about they called him the most underrated player in NBA history.
Dirk?
No.
Oh.
And as they talked about him, he said, for a guy who played in the league for 15 years, was the most difficult guard to post up ever. And then they rolled onto it and said, Muggsy Bogues.
Oh, shoot, yeah.
And they said, Muggsy is especially when you consider what he was.
He's a bowling ball.
That Muggsy at 5'3" refused to be posted.
Yeah.
That Muggsy was an all-state wrestler in high school.
Yeah.
And that they could not move him. So they had him and Rex Chapman just talking about post-up. And I always thought of you going, you know what? Yep, there it is.
Yeah.
That Muggsy said, look, I'm killing them hamstrings, man.
I'm all in it. I'm hipping. Hey, listen, there's so many techniques and tricks that you can use to get guys. Like, listen, I had to guard Tim Duncan. Fourth quarter. Crucial. My job was to not let Tim Duncan get to that block.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't get to the block.
Mm-hmm.
He was at that short corner post, and I was press covering him. But that's the thing that I loved about that, and that's what I'm saying. When I saw K-Say, I said, dang, he's put in the work.
Yeah.
He's put in the work because he understood he was deficient in the physicality area. He couldn't take the bumps. He'd try to go to the basket. Like there's a difference from when I would go to the basket, and if you put an arm on me, I was strong enough to slip the arm off of me to get by you. I was strong enough to put a hand on your hip, which if you do it right, is not an offensive foul, but to hold you there just enough for me to leverage by you. You see, those are the things that Casey couldn't do last year. Those are the things, if he got a little nudge, a little bump, he was off balance. He couldn't, it was 2 extra dribbles. He couldn't get to where he wanted to get to. And I think that's what helped him playing in that international.
I think it's going to be fun to watch. We'll go to break. Let's get our sip on. Kevin Meyer, Thirsty Thursday. Yes. Meyer Cork and Bottle will show up and bring joy to the room.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
Fall has arrived, and it's the perfect weather for the DIY market to listen to the game while building a deck. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and TimberTech composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance to make your project go smooth. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671 or go online at deckcityne.com.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Halloween is getting closer and closer. Have you been hearing some scurrying in the house when you've been watching scary movies? Don't freak yourself out any longer. From October 17th to October 31st, Bats to Rats is offering free bat and mice inspections in Lincoln and the nearby surrounding areas. If you're outside that region, they're still offering 50% off to come out to you. Don't miss out on this offer. For free bat and mice inspections through Halloween, call Bats to Rats today at 402-310-0904.
Casey's General Stores is giving away 2 tickets to each Nebraska football home game this season. To enter, just head to any Casey's General Store location in Lincoln during the football season, scan the QR code at the front counter, and fill out the online form. One winner will be chosen at random 2 days before that week's game. So head over to Casey's, stock up on all your tailgating snacks and drinks, and register to win 2 tickets to a Nebraska football game, brought to you by Casey's General Store and 93.7 The Ticket.
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy, classic wings. Made to order, cooked to perfection. And sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. And, of course, spicy Cajun fried corn. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at wingstop.com.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top-shelf liquor to crowd-favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
Hey, it's Nicklin Hames from Nebraska Volleyball. I hate wasting time in practice, and I want to help you stop wasting your time when you're looking for an electrician. High Electric has been serving the area for over 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They are experts in everything like remodeling, new additions, hot tub installation, and more. And they take jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at high-electric.com.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
I grew up hearing that women are bad with money, but like many of you, I spent years paying bills, managing checking accounts, and taking care of my family. So turns out women are pretty good with money after all. And now I'm taking control of my financial future by saving for retirement. It's never too late to start, and there's a great website to help you. Check out WeSaySaveIt.org and jumpstart your retirement savings on your budget and your timeline. That's WeSaySaveIt.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Why wait until Friday to start your weekend?
Go ahead, start right now.
You're thirsty now, and 93.7 The Ticket is here to help you stock up.
Just in time for the weekend when I like to hit the clubs.
Time to broaden your horizons and try some new wine and beer. It's Thirsty Thursday with Kevin Meyer from Meyer's Cork and Bottle.
That was a win!
Wait,
That was weak!
I'm afraid this isn't going to be much better.
No crackle, snap, crackle in the pot.
We understand. Kevin Meyer with Meyer Cork and Bottle. Kind sir, what's up?
They can't all be home runs, man. Sometimes you need a bunt single.
Need a bunt? Yeah, bunt single?
Yeah, I got to leg that one out.
Be effective. Be effective.
That's right. Gentlemen, how we doing?
It's a good
It's
day.
a beautiful day today.
It's a good day today.
We have a super interesting contrast.
Oh,
of what we're gonna do.
Uh-oh.
Not really brown beer. I'd call it more black beer.
That's not a patio pounder.
This is not a patio pounder.
Oh.
I believe the last time I
It's a bye week. It's a bye week. It's
Listen,
okay.
as long as it's not the pickle pounder.
That was terrible.
Oh,
That
God.
was,
That was not a good one.
I think I remember the last time that I brought in a stout like this into the studio with DP, and his reaction was, "Man, that beer's got a record." He's like, "That beer's on probation somewhere. There's a warrant for that beer's arrest."
That beer don't use lotion, man.
So I think, but my thought process is, so this beer is Sierra Nevada's Narwhal. It's an imperial stout. Comes in at a steep 10 point something percent ABV. It's dark as the day is long.
My goodness.
What'd I say?
It looks like motor oil in the glass.
What'd I say?
And not the clean motor oil that you just put in your car, the one after you've been driving it for about 6,000 miles.
That's the first 48 beer?
You were wrong.
First 48?
First 48. This beer does not have the code to get in the building.
They're looking for you on this one. They've got APB out for you for this.
Oh, man.
Now hear me out. Hear me
my
out.
gosh. Toast.
Oh.
So
My
this
dad.
beer, though, should have a lot of chocolate and a lot of coffee notes and things like that.
That's what they told him.
And the
Oh, gosh.
the kicker is then after this we're gonna do a Chardonnay. And Mark and I were having this discussion in the hallway. He's like, "How is that gonna work?"
Well,
And
then
I'm
can we call Mark in here to do this? Because I think this is a Mark thing.
This hit
not a-
different. Yeah, let me go get him.
Yeah, this is a Mark one rather than a DP
It's pretty
one.
good.
Yeah.
It's not as in your face as I thought it was.
No,
gonna be.
I agree.
Yeah.
But
this beer's name is Jamal.
it goes. Yeah,
He has cornrows. This
goes by Ray to his
yeah,
friends.
he got he got
There's
friends.
some help DP needs.
He got friends. No, I think this is more
Phone
of
a
a
friend.
Mark.
This is a phone a friend.
Yeah, this is. I just
Tap
think,
him in.
right. In fairness, this is a Mark Onweiler type of situation.
Not a patio pounder, Mark.
Right, he's
It,
going on.
I think it's actually pretty good.
I think it's pretty good
Yeah,
too.
no,
It's not.
yeah,
It's,
it's not
not
bad. What do
kicking
you
me in the
think,
face
Strick?
as much as I thought.
look a sip over there. Yeah, he checking references.
Hey, I'm trying to pass the Dutchie to the left.
Yeah. All right, Mark, go in. He gave the sniff test.
Mark's gonna tell us it's too cold, and he's gonna try to warm it up. Is what he's
All
gonna
right,
do.
all right.
We'll let it warm up just a little bit. No, I thought that was pretty sly on your part there, DP. You
I'm a winner.
hey.
What you think, Mark?
You know what I like about this is it's not loaded up with all sorts of adjuncts and everything.
Right.
It tastes like a stout.
Right.
Like you get the malts more than you get any chocolate or coffee or vanilla or anything like that. You get the roastiness.
And it's just the beer. They didn't add stuff to it, but it does have nuances of coffee and dark chocolate.
See,
and,
he's a roasted beer guy.
My knees got weak.
Yeah, right.
Right from a sip.
Tyson hit him. This Tyson beer hit him right in the gut.
That was a body blow.
Yeah.
But the thought process was, if we get like these chocolate notes out of the beer, and then we're going to switch to a white wine, it's really not that much different than having like chocolate covered strawberries and champagne, right? So that should actually translate okay. And so
you sold that well, Kevin. You
yeah,
sold that well.
He did. You know,
you see me over here going,
oh, Kevin Meyer.
It's exactly like that, dude.
Yeah. It was like, yeah.
Chocolate covered strawberries.
Yeah.
Well, and kind of a funny thing about champagne is that usually it's a third Chardonnay. And if it's a Blanc de Blanc, it's 100% Chardonnay. And so we're going to have a Chardonnay to follow this up. So it's really, it makes more sense than what it would appear on the surface.
You got shiver me timber.
Now, Kevin, when you say like the chocolate notes or however you classified it, how do they get that taste then?
That's from the roasting of the malts. So they actually cook the grain, getting the color that they have, and it creates sugars. It creates different flavors than light grain would, and so it's a heavy roasting of the malts and gives it that chocolatey, coffee, toasty, roasty flavor.
Yeah, it does. It tastes like let it sit on.
This is a campfire beer.
Yeah.
I
can see it.
Yeah, a little s'mores,
when you're
roasted
going out
marshmallow.
deer hunting or whatever, you're sitting out by the campfire.
At the end of the day. At the end of the
day.
day.
I was gonna say this is where you fall asleep
after
at the campfire.
six has been put away.
You're deer hunting,
Just
which I've
roll-
never done.
You just roll over into the fire. Damn it, Kevin!
Mark said,
it's on fire.
At the end of the
Let's be
day.
clear.
No, I'm a fan, Kevin. I'm seriously, I'm a fan.
I'm glad
He's gonna take this to the hills of Blacksburg.
Yeah,
Golden Hill.
we love it over there.
Yeah.
This is it's from Sierra Nevada, which is one of the United States' oldest microbreweries. They're located in California, and they were sort of microbrew cool before microbrews were cool.
Okay.
Say that again 5 times. And
But it was their pale ale that was doing it more than anything like this.
yeah, but it was their pale ale, but they had their stout, they had the porter, and those were beers that were really, really big beers back in the day, in the 90s and whatnot. And this is before Sam Adams. This is before Fat Tire, and so they are really the OGs of craft beer in the United States. And this is their imperial stout. It's called narwhal, which narwhal is basically a whale with a long, like a unicorn. Say a whale and a unicorn had a baby. That's what a narwhal is.
Wow, I'm gonna need wine to process that.
But it's not as like face pounding as you think it would be.
Because that's what I expected.
I expected
It's
it to be.
grimy.
Yeah,
It's grimy.
I expected it to be more medicinal, more alcohol-y, and it's not. It's just rich. And
This beer is Emerson Boozer playing fullback for Joe Namath in the mud. That's how. Like you understand? You get me? This is MacArthur Lane in
This
a
is
fullback.
John Ricketts.
Yeah, this is Riggo with the mohawk. This is old-fashioned football. No surrender.
yeah, if this beer played football, he'd be a fullback.
Yeah, there's zero question he's a fullback. Like it's just there. It's gonna happen.
Love it.
What's the wine? What are we doing?
All right, so let me pass this around. See if you can fill some time while I'm doing this.
There we go. Well, we're pretty good at that. Again, Kevin Meyer, Cork and Bottle, Thirsty Thursdays. We appreciate it. This one.
We thank Mark for joining us on the.
Oh, he left before the wine.
Yeah, because you wasn't gonna pass the wine.
I would have passed the wine.
Stingy.
I would have passed the wine.
So this wine is called Dough. D-O-U-G-H. Yeah, like rising dough. And it's an interesting concept. So it's a winemaker who developed this. Yes.
Where they at? dough.
Or, you know,
Yeah, that's Strick's pick for the day.
Yeah.
Dough. What is it called?
dough. It's called dough.
Dough wine. Strick's pick of the day. Kevin's gonna give you the details, and then we're gonna set that up as Strick's pick. Where they at, though?
This needs Homer Simpson.
Yeah,
This needs Homer Simpson.
That's what I thought. Was
It needs Homer Simpson on the label.
But so I digress, or you digress, and I was trying to keep on track. But that's all right.
It's that first beer that did it.
True. In your defense, I think that's fair.
Thank you, Kevin.
So a well-known winemaker in California got together with 3 master chefs, and they wanted to do a brand of wine that was more chef and food driven versus like alcohol refreshment driven, right? And so we have both their Cabernet and the Chardonnay. Chardonnay is the most prolifically planted white grape in California. And there's a couple of different things that they do to it in order to make it taste the way that it does. For starters, it's one of the few white wines that'll see oak barrel aging, or at least brand new oak barrel aging. The French generally don't believe in putting white wine in a brand new oak barrel. The secondary part of it is that there is a process called malolactic fermentation, in which the natural acidity called malic acid, which is that crisp, zippy, zingy mouthfeel that you get, is converted into lactic acid or lactose. So that's why a lot of California Chardonnays are described as being buttery. Now, this one, they're trying to make it very food friendly. So it's just kissed with the oak. It's not heavily mallowed. And so it's going to be more crisp and clean and meant to be more complementary toward a good meal. And
what are you having this with?
I would say like you could go like shrimp cocktail. You could do cedar plank salmon. You could do maybe a like an angel hair pasta, something along those lines, something light cheese.
No lobster.
You could. Lobster's pretty rich though. So I think if you're doing a lobster, you're going to want to do a Chardonnay that lends itself to more toward that buttery component.
Crab cakes.
Just like, crab cakes. You could do
crab
that.
Cakes.
I like it.
And because like when you take your lobster tail and you dip it in the butter sauce, the lemon butter sauce, that richness needs that richness. This is meant to be a little more light and crisp and just sort of complementary. But the great thing about wine and food pairings is that when it's done correctly, the whole becomes greater than the sum of the parts. So the wine brings the food up a level, the food brings the wine up a level, and together they're more than they would be independently.
Kevin, I was trying to remember the other day because I was trying to describe to someone how to drink wine, and I definitely butchered it. Is it inhale through your nose and then sip, and then what is it again?
Well, we could talk about.
He was trying to describe because Kevin.
What's the Steve Martin movie?
It's how you enjoy the wine.
There's the 5 S's of wine tasting.
There it is.
And so the first S is C. And so you're looking for a couple of different things. You're looking for rim variation, which is where the liquid meets the inside of the glass. That's an indicator of age. You're looking for color, clarity, things like that. The wine shouldn't be cloudy. Sometimes an older wine will be because it starts to throw proteins as the wine ages. But so that's the first S. This second S is swirl. And so by swirling the wine, you're allowing the aromatics of the wine to come out. It's also introducing oxygen to the wine and getting rid of the byproducts of fermentation. So the third S is sniff. So you're introducing your olfactory senses to the wine, and it's really our sense of smell that allows wine the romance and the complexity that it does. Because without our sense of smell, it's like when you have a cold. Food isn't very exciting or enticing because you can't really taste, because really you taste with your nose.
Right.
And then the fourth S is sip, which is, besides being a vehicle for introducing alcohol into your bloodstream, you're washing the wine over your taste buds. And so you have 5 taste zones in your mouth: sweet, salt, bitter, acid, and one that the Japanese call umami, which is sort of a gravy type of a thing. And then the fifth S is swallow and or savor. And then you get to enjoy the finish of the wine at that point. So basically the finish is, once you've consumed the wine, the residual flavors that are left over in your palate and A complex wine is considered to have a lingering or long finish, whereas a simpler wine will those flavors will disappear out of your palate more quickly.
That's the business right there.
Two quick things. Yes, he is. Two
That was
quick
good.
things. How do you clean your palate if you want to shift and make a shift on it?
Mhm.
And then the last thing is, what are those going for in Kevin Myers, and what Strix Picks going for?
So Strix Pick, these are on sale $15.
Mm.
The dough, it's normally a $20 Chardonnay on sale for $15. Super food friendly, very crisp. It's a lighter style. And then the Narwhal, I believe they go for about $3 a bottle in the mix of 6, or they come in 4 packs for I want to say $10.99.
Yeah, drink one of those at a time. Do not
yeah.
go overboard. with
Nathan.
That's not a 6-pack in a
It's
bag.
not
of
a
ice.
patio pounder.
Yeah,
That
Nathan.
is certainly not a patio pounder.
But yeah, Narwhal from Sierra Nevada. And my other thought process in bringing that beer in was that we sort of beat the horse of Oktoberfest. I think we did probably 5 different Oktoberfests, a couple of different pumpkin beers, and I'm like, okay, well, now what's crazy though is that we're getting holiday beers in, so your Christmas beers and things like that. It's not even Thanksgiving, so I'm not really ready to make that jump yet. And so I thought, you know what, let's do a classic stout from one of the classic breweries, and so that's why I chose Narwhal.
How do you
12
clean your
days
palate?
of Winemas, man.
Yeah.
How do you
Coming
clean
up.
your palate? How you clean it?
12 days of Winemas.
You throwing a lot of questions at me, but I think just having some cheese around is the best way to do it. It doesn't have to be anything super like fancy or weird. Just some basic cheese. So cheese is milk based, so it'll coat your tongue, but it's also protein. So proteins break down the tannins and the acidity in wine, and so it'll allow you to jump from one to the other.
Nice.
Good
secret.
Not mix them up too much.
Now I know.
Kevin Meyer, let them know how to find you.
We are at the corner of 13th and South Streets right here in good old Lincoln, Nebraska. We are having our fall wine sale right now. Over 150 wines on deal. Ends on Sunday.
I bought it.
Yeah.
Didn't I come in there?
Yeah, he sure did. He sure did.
Make your way down there
Strix
too,
Picks.
y'all.
Yeah. And, but we're going to blink. Thanksgiving's going to be here. Thanksgiving is the number one holiday of the year to consume wine in the United States. And so it's a good time to stock up. We've got our best deals. It's our biggest sale since before COVID ever happened. So come down and see us, and we'll take good care of you.
Well done, kind sir.
Thank you.
I'm going to play. There's a wine tasting. There's 2 wine tastings from movies that are my favorite. House Guest with Sinbad. He has a guy coming in who's tasting wine.
I remember that. Yeah.
And then Roxanne, where Steve Martin
Roxanne!
has
Wrong
nose,
one.
has the nose, and he has to try to drink wine.
Yes.
Those are my 2 favorite
Well,
wine movies.
You don't have to
My
put
favorite-
on a red. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not the one. That's not what we talking about. That's not the
Reggie.
one.
Reggie Hammond.
My favorite though from that where he's like trying to feed the one dumb firefighter guy the lines
Yes.
to pick up Roxanne.
Yes.
And he's like, "You're too sweet for words." And he goes,
Worms.
"Worms,
Worms, Roxanne.
It's like worms.
What are you
Thirsty
afraid of?
Thursday.
Yeah.
Worms,
You
Roxanne.
got to show up on Thirsty Thursday, bro. If you do not show up, this is the best time of the week.
We appreciate you, brother. Well
Thank
done.
you, Kevin.
All
Thank
right,
you, Kevin.
Thanks, fellas.
All right, more old school when we come back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive Certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Life-changing research doesn't just take place in outer space. It's also happening right here in Nebraska, and you could play a key role. Solarion, one of the world's leading clinical research organizations, needs healthy adults who are 19 years old and older for a research opportunity. If you qualify, you could earn up to $500 a day for time and travel. Overnight stays may be required. To learn more, call Solarion at 866-213-2965 or visit helpresearch.com/500.
Warhorse Casino Lincoln is open, and guests are winning big already. Get in on the fun at Nebraska's first casino. Try your luck on your favorite slot machines and join the Warhorse Rewards program for exclusive offers. The best is yet to come as we continue to build a world-class experience for our guests. Right off Highway 77 and West Denton. You'll always leave feeling like a winner at Warhorse Casino Lincoln.
Must be 21 or older to enter. Proper ID is required. Gambling problem? 1-833-BET-OVER.
They might win, they might lose, but either way, you have something to say about it. Don't miss the Husker After Party postgame show immediately following every Nebraska football game. Nick Sainert and Jake Bachhoven give instant reaction, quotes from the players and coaches, and take all your phone calls with thoughts on the game. It's the Husker After Party postgame show, only on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Sponsored by Action Plumbing and Heating, Gary Michaels Quilliers, and Brent Excavating. It's tailgate season. Why would you bounce around from place to place for all your beverage needs when you could have it all in one place? Wine, Beer, and Spirits has everything for your parties with their 3 locations in Lincoln, Grand Island, and Omaha. It's the largest liquor store in the state, and here's the best part. You can get a drink from their bar and walk around with it as you shop for all your tailgate necessities. Locally owned and operated, it's Wine, Beer, and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln. Fall has arrived, and it's the perfect weather for the DIY market to listen to the game while building a deck. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and TimberTech composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance to make your project go smooth. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671 or go online at deckcityne.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and things are cooking here in Louisville. We are really hitting on all cylinders right now, and deals are off the charts. We've got a lot more new 2022 and 2023 Chevrolet and GMC inventory than we've had in a long time. So make sure you check us out online, or do even better, stop on in the store and let us show you one in person. Our pre-owned lot is plumb full, so take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street, or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did.
Need to send a message? Send it with cake. Congratulations? Here's a congratulations chocolate rum cake from Beatrice Bakery. Thank you? Say thank you with an amaretto cake. I'm sorry that I accidentally hit your mailbox with my car as I was backing out of the driveway and then continued right into your prized petunias. You say that with a lemon drop cake. Everybody knows that. Beatrice Bakery in downtown Beatrice or online at beatricebakery.com. Here to help you say whatever it is you need to say. Welcome to our world of yum.
We stand on the shoulders of women who came before us.
Women who fought for their own financial futures.
And now it's our turn.
Join us. Visit WeSaySaveIt.org and take control of your financial future by saving for retirement.
A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
This is Old School on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Short segment to close it up. It'll be me and Nathan until Barry Thompson joins us. But from the text line, the question was, does Kevin have anything for pregnant women to enjoy? Yeah, you should probably stop by the store. Just ask for Kevin.
Oh, yeah.
Easy way to do that. Bourbon, as John Cortland says, bourbon, inhale, nose, exhale, mouth, sour mash.
I know John Cortland knows his his bourbon.
Yeah, he knows his bourbon. Oh, yeah. That's in his fairness. Before we get to Barry Thompson, I'll ask you, what are you watching tonight? Like, this is the full – so, for the record, this type of day is rare. This type of day is rare. It happens, I think, 4 times a year, maybe, where every sport is playing. Every sport is playing. Like tonight is one of those few. So, what are you watching? You watching playoffs? You watching football? You watching UVA? You watching college football? What are you doing?
Yeah, well, I'm not watching UVA DP. Baseball. I'm a big baseball guy. I know that baseball has struggled a little bit here recently, getting the fan base engaged and all that. But Astros Yankees, like that's the series to watch too. And I really do believe that the winner of that series will win the World Series.
Yeah,
I really do.
I don't disagree. Yeah, this is the sports equinox.
Yeah,
and as it says, it's not a national holiday, but it should be.
Okay.
The day where all 4 major North American sports leagues, the NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, and NHL, are all in action. It's just the 27th sports equinox ever.
Are you serious?
Ever. And it's the first of 4 this year. It'll happen again October 23rd, 24th, and on Halloween. So tonight you get the NFL with the Saints Cardinals. You get the Bucks 76ers, Clippers, Lakers. You get game 2, Yankees Astros. And the NHL has 12 games. This is a national holiday, people. So act accordingly. Get to your couches and grab the remote.
Watch
Sports Equinox. This is a special day. Barry Thompson will join us top of the hour here on Old School.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hopcat exists at the intersection of great beer and delicious food, complemented by music, art, community, and comfort. Home to a best-in-class beer experience served by craft beer experts, guests can expect a casual, inviting local gathering place with some of the best damn burgers and fries you'll find in Lincoln. There is no better place to watch any Nebraska game other than the 50-yard line at Memorial Stadium. Hopcat is located at 6th and P in the Haymarket. To plan your next trip to Hopcat, visit www.hopcat.com.
Wow. Did you ever save me money on my car?
Yes, that's why our customers keep coming back.
How do you do it, friendly car dealer ?
We simply have low overhead and high trade-in values. The next line's yours.
Oh.
Ready for something better? Mullen Motors is a no-hassle, no-pressure dealership with financing available. Check out the inventory at MikeMullenMotors.com.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Need to send a message? Send it with cake. Congratulations? Here's a congratulations chocolate rum cake from Beatrice Bakery. Thank you? Say thank you with an amaretto cake. I'm sorry that I accidentally hit your mailbox with my car as I was backing out of the driveway and then continued right into your prized petunias. You say that with a lemon drop cake. Everybody knows that. Beatrice Bakery in downtown Beatrice or online at beatricebakery.com. Here to help you say whatever it is you need to say. Welcome to our world of yum.
The weather in Nebraska is unpredictable every day, and that's no fun when you're trying to golf. Double Eagle Golf in West Lincoln is now open to let you play in perfect indoor conditions daily. Double Eagle Golf has 5 simulator bays to hit in, by far the most in Lincoln, and has a fully stocked bar with beers and cocktails for you to enjoy while you play. Double Eagle Golf is open each weekday from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., so you can start the day there, take a client over lunch, or end the night with friends. Check out Double Eagle Golf today inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street.
Fall has arrived, and it's the perfect weather for the DIY market to listen to the game while building a deck. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and TimberTech composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance to make your project go smooth. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671 or go online at deckcityne.com.
You want to join a team of industry leaders, a team where you can learn and grow, a team that treats you right. Well, don't hesitate to look at all the great career opportunities at Acres Equipment, the largest John Deere dealer network in Nebraska. We offer industry-leading wages, state-of-the-art benefits, and a great culture that focuses on both our customers and our employees. Find your next career opportunity at acres.com/careers.
From selling a home to even building one, you're doing a lot and need a lender who can help you do it. Like Elizabeth Rizak of Security First Bank.
With over 25 years of experience as a mortgage loan officer, I take pride in helping borrowers find the right loan for their next home.
Mortgage lending from Security First Bank. We're the bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 505011 and 483558.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear. Call me Papa Bear because I'm grilling up dinner. You get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We want to thank the folks from the Mercado. Nathan Brennan, let them know.
84th and Havelock, certified Piedmontese. As Jay Foreman always says, retail store, butcher shop, open 7 days a week, 8A to 8P. Some of the best cuts in town. Seriously.
We're going to do the tomahawk. That's going to be on my list.
We're not playing around here.
Yeah, the tomahawk has to happen. 402-464-5685. Starter Heyman text line, Honda Lincoln hotline. If you want to be a part of the conversation, we appreciate you. We'll get to some of the texts. Matter of fact, I want to bounce some of them off Barry Thompson as we introduce him. We'll do that as well. But you can follow on the Starter Heyman Live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter Live. Of course, this hour sports bar, folks, Ambition Electric, Joe Davis and what they do. And we're putting Joe to work. We got some stuff for him going on. We are looking forward to all of that. But on a Thursday, there are certain times where you have to set the temperature in the room before greatness enters. In WWE, it's called their walk-up, their entrance. They go to the grill position and their music hits. In baseball, it's their walkout song, and it's them coming from the bullpen. But for this young man, it's like this.
The autumn wind is a pirate, blustering in from sea. With a rollicking song, he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously. His face is weather-beaten. He wears a hooded sash with a silver hat about his head and a bristling black mustache. He growls as he storms the country, a villain big and bold. And the trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you round and upside down and laugh when he's conquered and won.
That is just so good. Let's bring in QB coach extraordinaire, human being extraordinaire. Let's bring in Barry Thompson, the coach. BT, what's happening with you?
Hey, it's all good on the wood, man. Thursdays, we're going to eat, talk a little sports. Getting to be that time of season, it's all good.
Man, I was just telling Nathan, this is one of those special days. We don't get many of these that the sports equinox happens. And this is the number. This is the 27th sports equinox ever, where the 4 North American sports are all being played at the same time. We will have 4 this year, but there's been 27 ever, and tonight is one of those nights. A little bit of everything. Where are your eyes going to be, Barry? I know you got the Saints card, you got the Saints cards, you got the Bucks, Sixers, Clippers, Lakers, you got Game 2, Yankees, Astros, you got the NHL. What are you doing?
It's Thursday, so my heart will be with as many split screens as I can get. Of course, UVA course, UVA's playing tonight.
Uh-huh.
But my physical being, I will be at what we call a developmental game because all the varsity coaches are required to attend. They don't call it JV; they call it developmental. And so since we're off the air here, I'll be working with the future Westfield Bulldogs.
What are your thoughts on the developmental rebranding of junior varsity sports?
I think it's a good title that they came up with. I think it's a word that in this day and age maybe kind of calms down some people, parents, and then also players, because you do have players that are playing developmental who are varsity players who may not see a lot of time on Friday night. And so when you ask them to say, hey, I want you to play a quarter on Thursday, it's easier for them to understand. The reason I'm asking you to play is because, repetitions are the only way that you're gonna develop. So I kind of like it. I like it. It seems to work.
Remember the days where college had developmental teams?
Yes. There was a no freshman rule, and there were colleges as late as the early 80s. I remember there were some developmental teams for different colleges that would come around and play. When I was at Washington, we used to play our guys who didn't play a lot. So it was a good chance for them to play. Yep.
I mean, I just think we're losing the focus here. We had the conversation yesterday about what the focus is. So I'm going to ask you, as a former student athlete, as a coach, as the parent of a collegiate athlete or two, what is priority one when you hand your young man over to a collegiate coaching staff? What is priority one? Is it winning? Is it experience? Is it NIL money? Is it his relationship with the coach? Is it relationship in the community, his teammates? What is it, kind sir?
Take care of my boy.
Right? Like
take care of my boy. And that means everything. It just I'm handing over one of the most precious things I have in my life, besides my health and my wife, and part of my family. Take care of him, and that's an all-encompassing thing. Make sure he does the right thing the right way. Take care of him is what I mean. And what's interesting about college sports now, and I was talking to college coaches, is and you're talking about development, is coming out of COVID, there are players who literally missed a year and a half of development.
Mm-hmm.
So at the college level, there's sometimes, and at the high school level, we're getting kids who kind of, the box looks good, but then you find out there's pieces missing to the puzzle that would normally be there, and you have to stop a lot more. I found myself stopping a lot more at the high school level to kind of explain what you would assume are basic concepts, but it's not that they don't know them, they just kind of miss that. I was talking to a college coach, and he said to the point where he had to take a group of his talented freshmen that came in and stuff that he thought would expect them to know, that he learned very quickly through the fall, that he had to pull them aside and to kind of re-go, almost like a remedial thing with them. So there's a lot going on with development at the college level.
Barry, we were in New Jersey and was talking to your brother Edwin, and the opposing coach came up, and it's the pre-exhibition game conversation between coaches that,
right,
because their coach knew me, Edwin knew me, I was included in the conversation. They didn't hold any punches; they spoke from the cuff. And to hear the opposing coach, Edwin asked, "Okay, so what do we want to do? We can play 9 innings. What do we want to do?" He says, "Well, I just want to get work. Like, we want to get the work in." He goes, "And I have to get," and this was the quote, and I promise you this is exactly how it was said, "I need to get my crappy players some playing time and get them out of the way of my good players."
Yep.
And he said, it stunned me to hear a Power 5 coach talk about, well, I've got some dudes who aren't very good, and I've got to get them work in a space where they don't ruin my good players, because he had to stop all the time to fix things that the good players already knew and the bad players should have known. How is this happening now? How are Power 5 schools, with all the tape and all of the resources to recruit and to do your investigation and your diligence and your compliance, how is this still happening?
Well, I think it happens. I'll talk to it from a quarterback perspective. This is a time of year where I get hit or asked a lot about, especially with younger players, because it's more of in Virginia, it's becoming more and more of a fact of life. They hear about 7-on-7, like, 7-on-7, should play in this and that. And I always start the conversation this way. I said, repeat after me, Coach Thompson does not hate 7-on-7. I make them physically say it.
Right.
And then I say, go play 7-on-7, but don't mistake that for getting better. And then they look at me. I go, that has very little to do with what you're going to try to do in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
So you can do both, but you better make time to get better. And that idea of getting better, there's a kind of energy to just keep kids playing games and playing all the time. And there's not a realization that a lot of times you're better off practicing than you are playing.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of gets lost. I'll give an example of, again, I want everybody to repeat after me. Coach Thompson does not hate 7-on-7. Okay. But using 7-on-7 as an example, a quarterback and their parents say they can head off to some tournament 3 hours away. They'll leave on a Friday, get in the hotel room, the gas and the lodging. They'll wake up Saturday morning, and I don't know how many games they'll play, but if there's another quarterback on the team, they're kind of splitting those games. And let's say that they weren't very successful, and then they'll have like a loser bracket game in the afternoon, in which they'll split reps, and then the tournament's done, and you go home. Well, all right. So during that time, you would have warmed up a lot. During a 7-on-7 game, let's say there's 50 plays.
Mm-hmm.
You threw the ball through 3 games 75 times.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, all right. How is that making you better? Whereas if you'd stayed at home and you had gone out and, worked on footwork or worked on the timing for a specific throw, a specific kind of piece of footwork that was giving you trouble, or you knew it was functioning, learn how to, all these other things, learn a little bit more about defense, spend some time with some film, maybe pulled your huddle film up and kind of analyzed where you left money on the table. There's no question which activity would have made you a better quarterback.
Right.
And so in this effort to play through a lot of the sports, I think, AAU basketball, the travel schedule of baseball, and then this compunction to join every 7-on-7 team, players just lose. They lose that practicing, and they don't fully understand the value of mastering your craft. Right? It takes hours and hours and hours of pounding on your craft to approach mastery. And when you approach it, then the game becomes a lot of fun. But it's height and weight, 40 time, and he fits the profile. Let's get him in here and go. And then you find out he doesn't have balance. His eyes don't work right. His feet don't work right. You know what I mean? And you give him a scholarship.
There's so much of the eye test and the analytics and all those things. We got the text today, and I shared it with you about Noah Walters making himself making a name for himself at North Alabama. This is a part of what we're talking about. He makes the Jerry Rice Awards watch list for the FCS Freshman of the Year for this season. How does so many people miss? I mean, North Alabama got it right, but how do so many people miss?
They just do. Just think about the math. There are only so many 4 or 5 stars that exist. I mean, I don't know if people are familiar with the rating systems, but at any position in the rating system, there's only going to be 32 5 stars. That's it.
Yeah.
Right. 32 teams. That's what that rating means. At that point in time, they project this player to be a first-round draft pick.
Okay.
Right. So there's only going to be 32 of them.
Yeah.
Then, there's only so many 4 stars. And then after that, that's where everybody exists.
Yeah.
And that's a large population that gets overlooked and undervalued. I think Mahomes is a 3-star. I think I had a list of 3 very impactful players that were 3-star. And Josh Allen probably wasn't even rated, right?
Yeah.
It just gets missed all the time. You throw up Noah. I have a quarterback named Tony Muskett, who is a 2-time All-American at Monmouth. And Tony just passed over for 5,000 yards. I have another kid, Presley Everest, went down to a smaller school, Randolph-Macon, Randolph 18-2 record, conference championship, and he was a Lanier Award winner for the best small college player in the state of Virginia. He could play, you know what I mean? But you got to get a chance to get on the field. And the fact that somebody else didn't like him because maybe he's an inch or two too short, these guys are going to wind up playing somewhere. Tony's going to get a shot to play somewhere after Monmouth. And there's some other guys that I have that are bubbling up that, I can't explain it.
So we're talking to Barry Thompson. And I mean, in truth, Barry, you're producing a large number of quality quarterbacks and receivers on purpose. Like this is not an accident that these young people are coming through your watch and under your work and getting better about it. You're taking no-star quarterbacks and turning them into professionals, guys that'll play in the USFL, the XFL, that sort of thing. And that requires work. So then the question becomes, how are coaches missing the thing that they're special at? Right. And the Noah Walters thing irked me to no end, being the Nebraska Player of the Year, and that you're asking him to take a step down because of one thing. It was at some point the coaches need to be told, look, that's terrible. Get it right.
Right. Well, you and I doing this, Brian Courtney's our famous example.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, we're talking about guys who on somebody's list didn't check a box. He was 6'1", he wasn't 6'2". He weighed 190. He didn't weigh 205. Right.
Yeah.
That thing. Well, there was Brian. He checked every freaking box.
Yeah.
And nobody, there were 2 upper, I don't embarrass the schools, but there were 2 schools that said, we're going to see you at camp. Well, as soon as somehow Florida State heard about him, they didn't need to see him at camp.
Well,
they looked at the tape, they understood what they saw, and they offered the young guy.
Nathan Brennan is here. We were talking about this young man on a Thursday where he had not received one offer. And Barry sends the tape, and I'm going, oh, good heavens. Like, this is a thing. And then the flash goes out, and people go out and react. And immediately, Florida State's like, well, wait a minute. Not only are we not going to wait, we're going to make an offer. Like
Friday afternoon, we were on the air
Thursday and Friday.
And Brian calls me in the middle of the afternoon Friday. He goes, hey, Coach, guess what? And I'm like, what? Because I got an offer from Florida State.
And
I go, were they on the radar? He goes, no. I said, okay.
I was pissed. Because, and real talk, Husker fans, this is part of what bothers me. I send athletes to Nebraska all the time. Literally gift wrap with a red bow. Hey, this dude is being missed. You can have him now if you jump on board. And no offense to the person who said it, but the first question was, who else offered him?
Yes.
And I just went, this is why you can't have nice things. It shouldn't matter. And Florida State said, oh, nobody's offered. Hey, dude, come get some.
They didn't care. And I'm gonna out the 2 schools that were kind of kicking the can on. One was Boston College, one was Kentucky. And they were like, well, we need to see you in camp. And I'm like, really? You need to see this kid in camp, really?
Like there was
and just to help your listeners, Brian was 6'3". This was in high school. He's 6'3", weighed about 215, 220. He was a quarterback in high school, and on his tape, the time we were talking to him, his first game in high school as a quarterback, he had 425 yards of total offense. The week before we were talking about him on the air, he had a game in which he scored 7 touchdowns. He threw for 4. He ran for 3. And they flipped him on defense as an edge rusher, and he had 3 sacked, strip fumbles, and he recovered 2 of them. I mean, that just doesn't happen. Now, in addition, if you guys out there, I'm not making this up. 1470 SAT. He could deadlift over 600 pounds, and he ran track. And by the way, in the Nike Elite 11, he was Elite 11 quarterback, and he had a Spark score of about 125. And for those that don't know, when you get a Spark score above 100, they can certify you as a Division I athlete. He was 125. That kid was sitting out there with no offer.
And I literally got off air, handed all the details over to the program, and they crickets. Like, who else offers?
The question is like, why? Why?
There is no.
Well, I tell you
There's no answer.
Brian's case. I tell you what Brian's case was. Some schools like, well, we don't really like you as a quarterback, want you tight end, and then hey, we might want to put you as a linebacker. And remember, I got on the air. When you got a kid like that, who cares what he plays?
It doesn't matter. Get him in the program. Get him in the program.
I promise you, there's somebody eating a scholarship in your program that ain't Brian Courtney.
Oh my goodness! It was incredible.
And by the way, just to finish up Brian Courtney thing, Coach Norvell, I think that's down there, Norvell. Almost every time he speaks, he brings up Courtney's thing. They're loving him down there, and I expect to see he's working his way on the teams. He's got guys in front of him, but he's learning a new position, right, tight end, and they just keep talking about him. So expect to see him on the field pretty soon.
It's always fascinating just to go through it. And text line, you guys can read it. They're mentioning people who fit that mold, guys who could play here. And Nebraska's had some very recent situations where there was a player that jumped off the charts and they didn't get an offer in, or it wasn't done on time. And there are players that aren't getting noticed at all. And sometimes it's where you're playing. Sometimes it's who you're playing for. Sometimes it's the system. Sometimes it's just bad timing. Barry, in the next segment, I do want to talk about some of those high school players who are getting lost in the shuffle because of the transfer portal. Coaches are going for veteran guys that they know what they're getting from them. They have some tape. And then we'll jump into the Casey Thompson video, and we'll talk a little bit about what you've seen as you look at Mr. Thompson in this system that is Mark Whipple's. We'll do all of that and more when we come back to Old School.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock, or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals. Fall has arrived, and it's the perfect weather for the DIY market to listen to the game while building a deck. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and TimberTech composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance to make your project go smoothly. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671 or go online at deckcityne.com.
Life-changing research doesn't just take place in outer space. It's also happening right here in Nebraska, and you could play a key role. Solarion, one of the world's leading clinical research organizations, needs healthy adults who are 19 years old and older for a research opportunity. If you qualify, you can earn up to $500 a day for time and travel. Overnight stays may be required. To learn more, call Solarion at 866-213-2965 or visit helpresearch.com/500.
Halloween is getting closer and closer. Have you been hearing some scurrying in the house when you've been watching scary movies? Don't freak yourself out any longer. From October 17th to October 31st, Bats to Rats is offering free bat and mice inspections in Lincoln and the nearby surrounding areas. If you're outside that region, they're still offering 50% off to come out to you. Don't miss out on this offer. For free bat and mice inspections through Halloween, call Bats to Rats today at 402
310-0904.
Wow. Did you ever save me money on my car?
Yes, that's why our customers keep coming back.
How do you do it, friendly car dealer ?
We simply have low overhead and high trade-in values. The next line's yours.
Oh.
Ready for something better? Mullen Motors is a no-hassle, no-pressure dealership with financing available. Check out the inventory at MikeMullenMotors.com.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top-shelf liquor to crowd-favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and things are cooking here in Louisville. We are really hitting on all cylinders right now, and deals are off the charts. We've got a lot more new 2022 and 2023 Chevrolet and GMC inventory than we've had in a long time. So make sure you check us out online, or do even better, stop on in the store and let us show you one in person. Our pre-owned lot is plumb full, so take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street, or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $22.58 per hour. And other select jobs is starting at $24.28 per hour, with wages growing up to $30.30 per hour. Continental also has salaried jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Hey, Steve. Welcome to Great Clips.
Great Clips asks, what's the difference between good and great?
Come on back and have a seat.
Good asks you what haircut you'd like.
I have all your details from last time. Would you like the same haircut today?
Great already knows. With Clip Notes, we save your haircut details so you can get the same thing as last time, every time. Download our online check-in app today. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Get a lot of advice about self-care these days, but one of the most important self-care steps we can take is making sure we're financially secure later in life. For small steps you can take to save for retirement, visit WeSaySaveIt.org. A message from AARP and the Ad Council.
Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Step Up. That's what this is from. Step Up. I was trying to figure out where it was from. And he does his little dance at the end of Channing Tatum. And this was the intro they used. See, I'm all over it.
There you go.
I
we
was
still got to figure out the other one. I can't remember what the song is.
Oh, it's Perm by Bruno Mars, but I'm trying to think of the
Trying to
movie
figure
that
out the
used
movie.
it.
That one's been
at the
driving me
end.
crazy.
Yeah, they use it at the end, and it's just all the actors just dancing crazy to Bruno Mars. I just can never wrap my brain
I wonder
around
if
what
Barry
movie.
knows.
I'm betting no.
No?
On this one. Let's bring in Barry Thompson. Coach, we're trying to figure out, there's a movie. You'd actually have to play the song because I don't think he knows Bruno Mars Perm.
Perm, yeah, get some perm with that attitude.
Yeah.
That song, I love that song.
So there's a movie that used it at the end for like the staff for the cast to dance to, and I can't remember what movie it is. Like I
wouldn't know, but I like that. I love that song, boy.
Yeah, that's look, I'm all in Bruno Mars, man. I'm just that's how that is. You spent some time in the film room vault, man. You went deep with it. Gonna get in and tell me what you saw from Mark Whipple and Casey Thompson and this Huskers offense. What's issue 1?
The line. Yeah, the line. Yeah. It's sad to say, but at least in the Purdue game, I mean, there's not. There are versus Purdue. I mean, because I haven't looked at all the games.
Right.
I was able to look at the all 22 of just the offense, and it just dawned on me there aren't many times where you see both tackles get beat.
Right.
Right. I mean, that's a lot of pressure coming down. There were a few times toward the end he kind of got in rhythm with it and knew when to slide up and make plays. But yeah, that's really tough when both tackles are getting beat off the edge at the same time. It's on film. I don't want to embarrass, but the right guard, he had a tough film session after the game. And there's no question that he had a very tough film session after the game.
Yeah. Wow.
So I'm not trying to pick on anybody. It's on tape, and there may be reasons why and this and that, but my eyes just consistently kind of went to him, and as a result, I couldn't really judge Casey so much because there were times that he was really just fighting to stay alive in the pocket and find somebody, or sometimes the protection didn't allow the time for a route to develop, and he had to do things. There was one kind of goofy where he threw the interception. It was kind of goofy. There's an end zone shot, and from a quarterback perspective, he's running to his right. He's looking for whatever the sideline pattern was, and then for some reason his eyes appear to shoot all the way back across the field before he spots the over, the drag, and he kind of whips it. And as a result, he didn't see the defender who was coming from underneath. But other than that, I saw a guy who's pretty tough because he really took some shots. And I mean, what can you say about Trey? I mean, it was funny that their defensive backs didn't learn throughout the course of that game that you better loosen up, or if I'm a safety and I got two vertical threats, at some point in the game, that vertical threat isn't going to get the ball. Maybe the other one will, but this one isn't.
Take one away.
Watch him run past people. Another thing I saw, what's the running back's name? Number 10?
Anthony Grant.
On the reverse, it was there were two interesting hustle plays on the reverse. For Purdue, when the reverse starts to break up the sideline, there's a Purdue player, number 7. He's a corner or something on the left part of the screen. This is an end zone view. We're looking at Nebraska coming at us, and the reverse is going to the right. And you see number 7 start to jog, and as he realizes break, he picks up. And about the same time, Grant is running stride for stride for him with this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And number 7 is the guy who winds up making the tackle. And the only reason he made the tackle is at the end of that long diagonal run, that guy had just a little more burst than Grant did at that point, and he got past Grant. Otherwise, Grant would have blocked him, and that would have gone in for a touchdown. So to watch guys play that hard, that's highly encouraging, right? You got me?
Yeah.
I mean, highly encouraging. But they've got to get some things fixed there with the line somehow, so that they can get a little more production out, a little more consistent production out of the run game. I have nothing compared to because I haven't watched the other games, but I do know that when they had their last off week, right, they came back and they were better. And I suspect, I told you a long time ago, every time I heard Coach Joseph speak, I felt better about Nebraska football. And that has not changed. Every time I hear him talk, I feel better about Nebraska football. So these talent deficits, they're going to get exposed in games that are competitive. Mm-hmm. But being organized, lining up, playing hard, not making mistakes with the ball, that will get you a lot of wins.
Well, we've been in those spaces where folks say, "Look, half the battle is getting lined up right."
Yes,
that's still true. That remains even at Power 5. That if the offense lines up with the proper scheme and then decent eyes, you can defeat some of this. As the quarterback's coach and as a former quarterback yourself, what happens when you don't feel safe back there?
Well, it's not a good feeling. It affects different people differently. There are some who will just become completely unhinged, unraveled, and their feet are hopping around. You don't really see too much of that anymore. The more I'm a SAT SAT word, the more deleterious effect.
Hello, Mr. Thompson.
is when the quarterback he's tough enough, he'll take the shot, but then there's a moment where he sees a ghost,
Mm-hmm.
right? And he just reacts and that to me is the more impactful thing. When he's there, he's ready to make a decision, he feels the ghost and he jerks. Now, I didn't see any of that out of Casey, but that will happen over time. That will happen. And then there's the preservation part of it. If a quarterback gets hurt, and he's still playing, then you can also see a little self-preservation on some throws, right? Because I really don't want to take another smack in the ribs, that type of thing, or I don't want to, you know what I mean? But Casey hasn't exhibited any of that. I just knew that he took some shots.
To have Mark Whipple come over, there was one instance where Whipple was like, just get him the ball, get it out of your hand, give him the ball.
Yeah.
What would cause that reaction from a coordinator?
Well, it's sometimes when a guy's running a longer pattern and against the right coverage, you don't have to hold the ball as long as you think. That is, you need little information that you can get the ball. Like, for instance, there was a play where I think it was Trey. He ran an out, and the corner was playing what's called a zone turn technique. That is, his back was kind of to Trey. As Trey's running the out, he's moving with Trey in that direction, but the front part of his body is watching the quarterback. When Trey hit the sideline, he turned up. That ball could be thrown then.
Yeah.
Right. That would be a good instance where he didn't have to wait for Trey to get, to smoke that guy and then throw the ball. That's a good instance where the ball could be up. There was another instance where they had two high safeties. They had something from the backside that was occupying the one safety, and Trey was running virtually a seam route, and he had from the seam all the way to the sideline over. Again, seeing that coverage, knowing that Trey is going to get that guy, and if he was reading the safety for some reason, on his way in, the safety stopped his feet.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And at that point, the ball could have been up. So those types of things are what you'll say to a quarterback. And it takes a little while for quarterbacks to get used to doing that. I'm sure if they rep those types of things, that Casey won't have any problem getting the ball up. It's a big thing with as quarterbacks transition to, people talk about throwing open and route anticipation. I call it just throwing on time, right? And what throwing on time means a lot is that a quarterback, he has to kind of split his vision. So, like if we're both quarterbacks, I'm talking here. But let's just say I have some guy on my right that's running the in cut, and my footwork is the time I'm under center, and let's say it's 5 steps in the pocket, I'm going to throw the ball. Well, as I'm going back, what I want to do with my left eye is kind of process the route space. Where's the ball going to go? Is it being defended, not defended, that type of thing. So by the time that I hit my 5th step in that pop, I can feel out of my right eye the break of the receiver, and I'm throwing the ball. Right? And that's that case where the ball's thrown, the break is made, and they come together. But it's processing that route space or processing the defender who's defending. So in the case I told you about Casey, on that particular play, processing what the safety was doing would tell him when and where to throw the ball.
There seemed to be some disengaged consideration of Travis Vokalek. Like, I think in order for Casey Thompson to advance and keep this offense at the level it should be, I think the intermediate routes to Vokalek open up all the deep routes to Palmer because it's going to occupy safety. What's in the playbook that you can use to make it easier? Because those are the easiest throws for a quarterback to make. Clean windows right in front of him, short to a big target.
Right. Well, you have all your option routes. You have the over the ball route. It was interesting in the game. There were 2 15-yard over the ball routes. So again, the protection of being able to hold the ball that wasn't 15, it was actually closer to 18, where the tight end just moved and at 18 yards just sat right over top of the formation. I think he threw one, completed another. got the ball to him once. I think he bowled over some people. But yeah, there's also shorter versions of that, right? A little option route. And I don't know how good he is at kind of finding the space and sitting down in it. That takes a little bit of work between QB and tight end. You can see that with whatever that guy's name, the quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, that dude.
Chefs,
That dude.
the chefs. He has a relationship. Peyton Manning with what was it, Dallas?
Yeah.
Dallas
Clark.
And of course our favorite, Mr. Christensen,
Mm-hmm.
right? That and you Brady and Gronk. So that can evolve and maybe be part of the game if it fits into Whipple's play design. And you're right, that does help because oftentimes those patterns hit in the heart of the defense in the middle. And not that you can't throw other patterns with them, but that's the part that they're trying to protect the most, the middle of the field. And if you can pierce that part on a consistent basis, that really, really, really presents some problems.
Barry, it seems on a bye week that this is where more improvement and development happens. Are we too forward thinking? Are we too wide open to think that Mickey Joseph and his staff can make this team take a step up in another bye week?
No, I think that it's clear with this staff that this is only moving in one direction.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I talked to you about that. I'm fortunate enough to be on the staff now. We started off with very young players, and I didn't know how good we can be. But the one thing I was sure of is that this is only moving in one direction. It was just, and to your listeners, I don't mean that, like they're cracking the whip and they're, making people think. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a group of coaches who, position by position, are coaching and communicating in a way that there's an insistence that this is going to get better, that we're going to learn how to do this right, that you're going to get this done, and there's some accountability after you have a number of repetitions and you should know this thing, right? And there's this constant pushing to, no, we're going to get this right, we're going to get this right, we're going to get this right. So I don't think it's unfair to assume that coming out of the bye week, more time with these guys, more general corrections, that you'll see them get more and more of the details of the game correct. And what we don't know is as they continue that march this season, what that means as to how good they will be. You understand? They'll be better, but we don't know how good they will be.
Yeah, that is the question for folks here. Folks who are rooting for Mickey, folks who are rooting against, how good can you be? They're back in that space of looking for additional wins and trying to figure out how you get them. But I say one game at a time, go get them. That's the right way to approach it. Barry, we'll go through the break. When we come back, we will talk to you, man. What are you cooking? What are we eating? We'll do that next here on Old School.
Okay. You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey, it's Sean Callahan, and football season is here, and there is one place that has all the games, plus great food and beer specials. Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. Whether it's Thursday night football, college football Saturdays, NFL Sundays, or Monday night football, there's a great view of the game from any seat with different food and drink specials every night. Try the Blue Ribbon Reuben Sandwich or the Prime Rib French Dip or any of their famous chicken lips. That's Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill.
Vershawn Jackson for Brandt Excavating. Brandt's been in business for 29 years, and they specialize in a variety of things. If you're looking for someone to get the job done in precision demolition, excavating, trucking, mass grading, and site prep, Brandt is the place to call. To set up a quote or learn more, call Brandt Excavating at 402-474-4113 or go to BrandtExcavating.com. They're also hiring, so join the team today. Brandt Excavating, a part of the Bauer brand, who reminds you, go big Brandt.
People always ask, what are Jake and Sip like when they're off the air? Well, the answer probably won't surprise you.
Hey, Jake, your Honda's looking a little dirty.
Says the guy whose license plate is barely visible.
I mean, do you even care about that thing anymore?
It gets a little uncomfortable. Now, that's when I jump in.
Hey, whoa. Mark, did you get a new car?
Nope, just took my car down to Nebraska Auto Detail. Joe and the staff made the outside and the inside look amazing. Maybe you guys need to go. Okay, wise guy.
Settle down, Jake.
Book your appointment today at NebraskaAutoDetail.com.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew live from Tipsy Tina's in the Haymarket as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Brought to you by A1 Automotive, Mullen Motors, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits, Bauer Underground, Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group, and Ritchie Brothers.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Hey, Steve. Welcome to Great Clips.
Great Clips asks, what's the difference between good and great?
Come on back and have a seat.
Good asks you what haircut you'd like.
I have all your details from last time. Would you like the same haircut today?
Great already knows. With Clip Notes, we save your haircut details so you can get the same thing as last time, every time. Download our online check-in app today. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
There's a lot of realtors in Lincoln, but don't get overwhelmed by all the names. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realtor Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate is your go-to option when buying or selling residential and commercial property. Ben's team offers unbeatable customer service and promises to make the buying and selling process as stress-free as possible. Call Ben today at 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate. No pressure, just professionalism. If you need to sell equipment and trucks, Ritchie Brothers' new Lincoln Satellite Yard lets you free up space at your property and get local access to all Ritchie Brothers auctions. Drop your equipment off and sell it online at any Ritchie Brothers auction, Iron Planet, or via Marketplace E. The yard is at 8801 US 6 Lincoln. It's secure and makes for easy in-person buyer inspections and pickup. Take advantage of this yard to sell at Ritchie Brothers' Great Plains Regional Auction, September 15th and 16th. For details, visit rbauction.com/Lincoln.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Go ahead, dance, Barry. I know you somewhere. You got one leg up. You got one leg up.
You caught me. You caught me.
Final segment, old school. Greatly appreciate you guys hanging out with us. As we do each week, Barry lets us know what he's cooking, what we're eating. Barry Thompson, do tell, what are you cooking? What are you eating?
I'm going to spell it for you, and then I'll give you the name. It's L-U-R-O-U-F-A-N. It's Taiwanese, so I don't know how to pronounce that. But it's Taiwanese 5-spice pork with rice and throw a little soft cooked egg on top. Real simple dish. A pound and a half of ground pork. I always think if you have a choice between lean and fat, like an 80-20 blend, get that. You're going to get some soy sauce, some cooking wine, preferably sherry, a little bit of brown sugar, some onions and some garlic, and 5-spice powder. And you'll get a hard-boiled egg, kind of ready. I'll tell you about that. So a little bit of soy sauce goes over top of the ground pork. Work it all in, put it in the fridge while you're working with the other stuff. Into a Dutch oven, some oil, about a cup and a half of minced onions. And you're going to let those onions go for about 15 minutes. So you want to get till they get really dark brown. When they get dark brown, you're going to throw in, hopefully you minced your 10 cloves of garlic. You put that on top. Just stir it till it's aromatic. And at that point, your liquids go in. So the cooking wine's going to go in. The soy sauce is going to go in. The brown sugar is going to go in. And the 5-spice powder will go in. And you stir that all around until the brown sugar is dissolved. And then you bring it up to a boil. And you're going to let it reduce itself till it becomes syrupy. The good test is you can take a wooden spoon across the bottom of the pan and drag it.
Mm-hmm.
And if it fills in really slowly, then that's thick enough. At that point, you turn the heat down, take that pork that's been sitting in soy sauce, throw it in, and you're just going to, chop it up and cook it like you would brown anything until it's not pink. And when that's done, that can sit there. Hopefully you have your white rice ready to go. About boiling a soft-boiled egg, a little trick that I do, take an egg, get it to the fat in it, and just put a little bit of a toothpick size hole on the bottom of the egg. Boil it for exactly 7 minutes. When you pull it out, it'll be easy to peel, and then you just slice that thing, and you have that little runny yolk that goes over top of the spiced pork and the rice. Finish off with little scallions, and you got yourself a very, very tasty and delicious meal.
So you're you're giving breaking news with how to get the runny yolk egg.
Yeah.
7 minutes exactly.
7 minutes. You can go probably a little bit less, but 7 is kind of where I like it. It's not super runny, but it's good doneness. And I tell you, everybody has this thing about how to cook a hard-boiled egg. I'm telling you, the most consistent thing I've found is just a little bit of a pinprick on the fat part of the egg that breaks that shell and allows the water and the air to get in and kind of get around that membrane.
So not at the end, but in the middle.
Yeah, no. Well, the egg has a skinny end and a fat end.
Right.
Flip it up, yes, and then yes, in the middle, and then just put that in and take it out. It's cool enough to work with. It peels consistently easy every time, and you do have that kind of runny yolk that goes well.
I showed Nathan. Nathan, you saw the picture. What are your thoughts, kind sir?
Well, I Barry, you're describing it, but I'm telling you right now, I would not be able to do it. It's impressive. It's impressive stuff.
He's a hokey. You have to explain things to him sometimes.
No, he's still from Virginia. What, the egg or the dish?
The egg.
Yeah, well then leave it out.
We'll cook it all the way.
They cook it all the way.
We'll cook it all the way.
But yeah, but I'll tell you this: on these type of dishes, if you cook the egg all the way, there's a dryness to it, and it doesn't kind of blend well. So if you're going to do that, if you want a hard-boiled egg, just cook it. I'm just saying with these dishes, the runny yolk things work, and if it doesn't work, just take the yolk out. It's a perfectly fine dish without the egg.
See,
best in the business, right there.
There it is, man. The cookbook is coming. Yeah. Like we're just gonna take all these shows and we're just gonna put them in a cookbook, and we're gonna put them in the bookstore right down here in Haymarket and let it happen. We still need to work on getting you a trip out here, kind sir. We need to do that pretty quickly.
The end of the season's getting busy. We're first in the region right now. We have a big
shocker
Friday. Yeah, well, it wasn't easy.
No, it ain't never easy, but it is consistent. That's
We'll see. We got to finish here and then the playoffs, and we'll see how that works out. And then after it's done, we'll talk about travel plans.
Yeah, get you out here, watch some basketball, some baseball.
Yeah,
we can do that. Yeah. That is Barry Thompson. We're going to thank the folks from Ambition Electric, Joe Davis and company, for doing what they do, making sure that Barry Thompson gets their time here on a Friday. I want to thank the folks from the Mercado for hooking us up and always being there for us. Greatly appreciated as well. It is a busy night. Enjoy this special night of sports where all of the sports are covered. Get your remote, get yourself some Wingstop, or get yourself some Mary Ellen's. They're open. Gone to NFC Charles Phillips. Let him make you a plate and enjoy a special night of sports. We'll have more for you. We'll have high school football here at 7 o'clock. Carter Laundry will take you from 6 to 7. It'll be a long night here at 93.7 The Ticket. Two fingers, love yourself, and then everybody else.